Most investors spend a lot of time thinking about asset allocation. What percentage of their portfolio is in stocks, bonds, international, real estate? That's important. But there's a second question that almost nobody asks. Where are those assets held? That's asset location. And for investors with money spread across a 401k, a Roth IRA, and a taxable brokerage account, getting this right can meaningfully improve your after-tax returns over time without changing a single thing about what you own. Before we get into the strategies, let's make sure the foundation is clear. There are 3 types of accounts to work with. Taxable brokerage accounts. Earnings are taxed as you go. Every dividend, every interest payment, every realized gain shows up on your tax return that year. Tax-deferred accounts. Your traditional 401k and traditional IRA. Contributions reduce your taxable income today, and you pay taxes on everything when you withdraw in retirement. Tax-free accounts, Roth IRA and Roth 401k. You contribute after-tax dollars, and qualified withdrawals, including all the growth, come out completely tax-free. Asset allocation is about matching the right investments to the right buckets. Here's how to do it. Strategy 1. Put your tax-inefficient assets inside your tax-deferred accounts. Tax-inefficient investments are ones that generate a lot of ordinary income. Taxable bond interest, REIT dividends, actively managed mutual funds with high turnover. In a taxable account, that income shows up on your return every year and gets taxed at your marginal rate at 32, 35, or 37%. That's a meaningful drag. Put those assets inside a traditional 401k or IRA, and the tax disappears until you withdraw. The assets compound without creating annual taxable events, and you control when and how much ordinary income you recognize each year. This one alone, moving your bond allocation from a taxable account into a 401k, can save a high earner thousands of dollars a year in taxes. Strategy 2. Your highest growth assets belong in your Roth accounts. Your Roth IRA and Roth 401k are the most valuable tax shelters you have. Qualified withdrawals, including all the growth, come out completely tax-free. That means every dollar of appreciation that happens inside a Roth will never be taxed. Not at capital gains rates, not at ordinary income rates, never. That makes Roth accounts the ideal home for assets with the highest long-term growth potential. Small cap stocks, international equities, individual growth positions, anything where you expect meaningful appreciation over time. Contrast that with a traditional IRA, where all withdrawals, including gains, are taxed as ordinary income, or a taxable account, where you owe capital gains tax every time you sell. The Roth wins on both counts for high growth assets. Strategy 3. Keep your most tax-efficient investments in your taxable account. Taxable accounts aren't inherently bad, they just require more thought about what goes in them. The best candidates are investments that generate minimal taxable income and whose gains qualify for favorable long-term capital gains rates. Broad market index funds and ETFs are a natural fit. Low turnover, low dividend yield, and any gains you realize are taxed at capital gains rates rather than ordinary income rates. Qualified dividends from U.S. stocks get the same favorable treatment. Municipal bonds are also well suited for taxable accounts, especially for high earners. The interest is typically exempt from federal income tax and often state income tax as well, which can produce a competitive after-tax yield compared to taxable bonds. Strategy 4. Be deliberate about where your bonds live. Bonds and bond funds generate regular interest income. And in a taxable account, that interest is taxed at your ordinary income rate every single year at 32, 35, or 37%. That's a meaningful cost that quietly compounds over time. The straightforward fix. Hold taxable bonds inside your traditional 401k or IRA. The interest compounds without creating an annual tax bill, and you defer that income until you're drawing it down in retirement when you may be in a lower tax bracket. For high earners who want bonds in a taxable account, municipal bonds are worth considering. The interest is generally exempt from federal income tax and often state tax, which can make their after-tax yield competitive with taxable bonds, even at a lower stated rate. Strategy 5, tax loss harvesting. This one isn't strictly an asset location strategy, but it's the most powerful active tool you have inside a taxable account, so it belongs here. Here's how it works. When a position in your taxable account declines in value, you sell it to realize the loss. That loss can then be used to offset capital gains elsewhere in your portfolio, reducing your tax liability for the year. You immediately reinvest the proceeds in a similar but not identical investment to maintain your market exposure. The result? Your portfolio position is essentially unchanged, but you've generated a tax benefit that can offset gains you've realized elsewhere, or even ordinary income up to $3,000 per year. One thing to watch, the wash sale rule. The IRS doesn't allow you to buy a substantially identical investment within 30 days of the sale. ETFs make this easy to work around. You can sell one S&P 500 ETF and immediately buy another that tracks a slightly different index. Same broad exposure, no wash sale. Combined with everything we've covered, this creates a real ongoing tax management system for your taxable account. Here's the full picture. Tax-inefficient assets, bonds, REITs, actively managed funds belong in your tax-deferred accounts where the annual income drag disappears. Your highest growth assets belong in your Roth accounts where every dollar of appreciation will never be taxed. Tax-efficient investments, broad market index funds, ETFs, municipal bonds are the right fit for your taxable account. And inside that taxable account, tax loss harvesting is an annual opportunity to reduce your bill without changing your exposure. 4 things to take away. Match asset type to account type. Highest growth potential goes in the Roth. Tax efficient assets go in taxable. And harvest losses actively. Most investors miss this every year and leave real money on the table. The full asset location guide is linked in the description. It goes deeper on each strategy with specific examples and how to think about rebalancing across account types over time. If you haven't subscribed yet, we put out a new financial guide every week, practical tools for building long-term wealth more efficiently. Next week, mortgage recast versus refinance, 2 very different strategies for managing your mortgage, and how to know which one makes sense given where rates are right now.